The first signal didn't look like anything special. It came in as a faint ripple in deep space scans buried under layers of cosmic noise that most systems would have ignored. But not Dr. Ethan Cole. He had spent 15 years staring at patterns no one else cared about, searching for something unusual. Something impossible. And that morning, sitting alone in the observation lab, coffee gone cold beside him, he noticed it. A strange reflection signature. Not gas, not ice, not rock. Liquid. But not just any liquid. He leaned forward, eyes narrowing at the screen. That's not right, he whispered to himself. The spectral analysis showed high carbon content, dissolved gases, and a peculiar chemical composition that looked eerily familiar. Too familiar. He ran the scan again. Same result. Then again. Still the same. He stood up slowly, heart starting to race. Now, listen guys, he muttered, even though he was alone in the room, a habit he picked up from recording logs. If I'm reading this correctly, all this thing isn't just a liquid planet. He paused. It's carbonated. Within hours, the entire research team was called in. Screens lit up the room, projecting the image of a distant, shimmering sphere. It floated in the darkness of space, reflecting light in a way no known planet ever had. Dr. Maya Brooks crossed her arms, staring at the data. You're telling me, she said slowly, that we've just found a planet filled with soda. Ethan didn't smile. I'm telling you, the chemical composition matches something dangerously close to cola. There was silence. Then someone in the back laughed. Yeah, sure. And maybe the moon is made of cheese too. Ethan turned toward him. I wish I was joking. The room quieted instantly. Maya stepped closer to the screen, zooming in on the data. High sugar-like compounds, carbon dioxide saturation, acidic pH levels. Her expression shifted from skepticism to disbelief. Oh my God, she whispered. He's right. The planet was officially labeled PX391, but nobody called it that. Within a day, it had a nickname, Soda World. And just like that, everything changed. The news spread faster than anyone expected. Scientists debated it. Media exploded over it. People joked about it online. A planet made entirely of soda. It sounded ridiculous, impossible. And yet, the data kept proving it was real. NASA approved a mission within weeks, because if there's one thing humans are good at, it's going somewhere they probably shouldn't. 3 astronauts were selected: Commander Alex Rivera, pilot Jordan Hayes, and mission specialist Lena Park. Each of them had years of experience. Each of them had seen things most people only watched in movies. But none of them had ever trained for this. Inside the launch facility, Alex stood in front of the massive spacecraft, arms crossed, staring up at it. "This is insane!" Jordan said, walking up beside him. Alex nodded. "Yeah, it is." Jordan smirked. "We're about to land on a planet made of soda." Alex let out a quiet breath. "Now listen guys," he said, turning to his team. "We're not going there to taste it." Lena raised an eyebrow. "You're saying that like you know someone's going to try." Jordan looked away, pretending to inspect something. "I'm just saying, for science." Lena laughed. "This is exactly how every bad decision in history starts." The countdown began 2 days later. Engines roared to life. The ground shook beneath them, and within minutes, they were gone, leaving Earth behind, heading straight toward the most absurd discovery in human history. Space travel has a way of making everything feel small. Days passed quietly, the hum of the ship, the endless stretch of stars outside the window, and the growing anticipation of what they were about to see. Lena floated near the observation window, staring into the darkness. "Do you ever think about how weird this is?" she asked. Jordan looked over. "We're astronauts. Weird is the job description." She shook her head. "No, I mean, out of everything in the universe, we found a soda planet." Jordan smirked. "Yeah, somewhere out there, aliens are probably laughing at us." Alex's voice came through the intercom. "All right, team, we're approaching PX391. Everyone moved instantly. No more jokes, no more distractions. This was it. The first visual contact changed everything. At a distance, it looked almost normal, a round planet glowing softly under distant starlight. But as they got closer, the details became impossible to ignore. The surface wasn't solid. It wasn't ice. It wasn't water. It was moving, shimmering, bubbling. Tiny bursts of fizz erupted across the surface like miniature explosions. Light reflected off it in a way that made it look alive. Jordan stared at it, speechless. "Tell me I'm not seeing this." Lena leaned closer to the window. "You're seeing it." Alex took a slow breath. "Now, listen guys," he said quietly. "We are officially looking at a planet made entirely of carbonated liquid." No one responded, because there was nothing to say. As they entered orbit, the sensors went wild. Pressure readings, gas emissions, chemical activity. Everything about the planet was unstable, and yet it existed, perfectly balanced. Perfectly impossible. Lena pulled up the atmospheric data. "This place is insane," she said. "The entire surface is releasing carbon dioxide constantly." Jordan blinked. "So the whole planet is basically shaking a soda bottle forever." Lena nodded slowly. "Yeah." Alex stared at the swirling surface below, and we're about to land on it. Silence filled the cockpit. For the first time since the mission began, no one made a joke, because this wasn't just weird anymore. It was dangerous, unknown, and completely unpredictable. Alex tightened his grip on the controls. Prepare for descent. The ship adjusted its angle. Engines fired, and slowly, carefully, they began to drop toward the surface. As they got closer, the bubbling intensified. Massive waves of fizzy liquid rolled across the planet. Geysers of foam shot into the air. The entire world looked like it was boiling. Jordan swallowed. I've got a really bad feeling about this. Lena didn't take her eyes off the screen. Same. Alex's voice stayed calm. Now listen guys, we came all this way. We're finishing this mission. The ship shook slightly as it entered the lower atmosphere. Sensors flickered. Warning lights blinked. The air outside was thick with gas. Dense, unstable, and filled with pressure. Then it happened. A massive burst of foam erupted directly beneath them. The ship jolted violently. Alarms blared. Stabilizers failing. Lena shouted. Jordan grabbed the controls. I'm trying. Alex leaned forward. Hold it steady. Outside, the surface churned like a storm. Bubbles exploded in every direction. The entire planet felt alive, unpredictable, and angry. For a moment, it looked like they might lose control, like the mission would end before it even began. Then suddenly, the shaking stopped. The ship stabilized, and beneath them, a relatively calm patch of surface appeared. Jordan exhaled sharply. Okay, we're good. Lena stared at the readings. I don't believe that just happened. Alex looked down at the strange, bubbling world beneath them. Now listen guys, he said quietly. We're not just visiting history. He paused. We're about to step into it. The landing sequence began, and none of them knew what would happen next.